Chosen one, there are days that pass quietly on the calendar, days that look no different from any other, days that history does not announce and crowds do not celebrate. But in the unseen realm, some days are marked in gold. Today is one of those days. Today is not accidental, not random, not ordinary. It has been divinely appointed as a delivery day, a moment written long before you ever knew what to ask for. Heaven has circled this date, not with noise, but with intention. While the world rushes forward unaware, something sacred is unfolding beneath the surface. This message is not for everyone. It is for the rare 1%, the ones who endured when others retreated, who stayed aligned when others compromised, who listened when the world grew loud. If you are here, it is not coincidence. You are drawn here because your spirit recognized the signal. This is a call to attention, a summons to awareness, an invitation to participate rather than spectate. Spiritual moments require spiritual posture. Urgency does not mean panic, it means readiness. Expectancy does not mean force, it means openness. Today asks you to lean in, to still yourself, to recognize that something unseen is moving toward manifestation. This is not hype. This is alignment. You are standing at the edge of a divine dispatch, and the atmosphere already knows your name. What is released today does not require permission from the world, only agreement from you. So remain present. Remain receptive. Today is marked, and you are here on purpose. There have been seasons when nothing seemed to move, when prayers echoed without visible response, when the stillness felt heavy and unanswered questions lingered longer than comfort allowed. You have walked through those quiet stretches, wondering if heaven was listening or if time had simply stalled. But silence is not absence. Silence is often precision. What felt like nothing was actually everything being calibrated. In the unseen realm, timing matters. Alignment matters. Preparation matters. While you waited, unseen hands were rearranging circumstances, removing what could not go forward, reinforcing what needed strengthening. The quiet was not punishment, it was strategy. God does not rush what carries weight. He refines it in stillness. Today marks the moment when the quiet gives way to movement. Not loud, not chaotic, but deliberate. Like tectonic plates shifting beneath the surface, the change has already begun. The reason you could not hear it is because it was happening too deep for noise. You were not forgotten. You were being positioned. Every unanswered prayer was being held, measured, and aligned with the version of you that could receive it without self-sabotage. Now the stillness has done its work. The silence has served its purpose. What comes next does not need to announce itself. It will reveal itself. The shift does not come with warning. It comes with certainty. And today, the movement begins. Most people will miss today's surprise, not because it is hidden, but because it is subtle. Distraction dulls discernment. Noise numbs awareness. Many are looking for fireworks, public validation, or dramatic proof, and because of that, they will scroll past the very thing meant for them. But you are not like most people. You have learned how to feel rather than chase, how to listen rather than rush. That is what separates the 1%. You were not left out, you were picked out. This moment carries your spiritual fingerprint. It is customized, not generic. It matches the sacrifices you made in private, the obedience no one applauded, the integrity you maintained when compromise would have been easier. Heaven keeps records the world never sees. What arrives today is not earned through effort, but through alignment. It recognizes your discipline, your restraint, your willingness to wait without becoming bitter. Discernment allows you to recognize the gift even when it arrives quietly. You will feel it resonate before you understand it intellectually. That recognition is your confirmation. You are not imagining this. You are not reaching. You are responding. The 1% is not defined by perfection, but by awareness. You stayed awake. You stayed sensitive. You stayed faithful when it would have been easier to numb yourself. That is why this moment is yours. The delay you endured was not a sign of rejection. It was evidence of care. What you asked for required a version of you that did not exist yet. So time became your teacher. Pressure became your refiner. You did not lose years. You gained capacity. You grew into your miracle. When you first prayed, your heart desired it, but your spirit was still forming. Now you are not the same person. Your discernment is sharper. Your boundaries are stronger. Your confidence is quieter but unshakable. Heaven waits until alignment is complete before release. That is not cruelty. That is protection. What comes prematurely often collapses. What comes in season endures. Today's arrival carries heaven's endorsement because you are spiritually ready. You no longer need the gift to validate you. You are stable enough to steward it. The delay built wisdom, humility, patience, and clarity. It stripped away desperation and replaced it with peace. Now, what arrives will not overwhelm you. It will align with you. The miracle did not change. You did. And that is why today is possible. Lately, you may have felt disconnected from surface-level conversations, uncomfortable in spaces that once felt familiar, strangely alone even among others. That is not isolation, it is elevation. When your frequency changes, not everything can travel with you. Some relationships were only meant for a season. Some environments were training grounds, not destinations. Separation is not rejection. It is confirmation. You are being upgraded to a higher operating system. What once stimulated you now drains you because you are no longer designed for shallow exchange. Promotion always requires separation. The higher you rise, the fewer distractions you can carry. This is not about superiority. It is about alignment. You are not losing people. You are outgrowing contexts. And the surprise arriving today is ushering you into a new level where your essence is not merely tolerated, but honored. The 1% understands something most never grasp. Effort does not replace alignment. Discipline, awareness, and obedience are not glamorous, but they are powerful. You did not force doors. You waited for the right ones. You did not chase validation. You cultivated integrity. That alignment has tuned your frequency. Your dreams have intensified. Your intuition has sharpened. You are being activated. You are no longer in the waiting room. You are in the birthing room. What comes now is not a reward for hustle, but a response to surrender. When alignment is complete, effort becomes minimal. Things begin to flow. And today marks that transition. What arrives today is not temporary. It carries legacy weight. This is not a momentary breakthrough. It is a foundational shift. Its impact extends beyond you, touching future generations who may never know your full story, but will live in its results. This is how divine timing works. One aligned moment can alter decades. The reward is released without striving because it was never meant to be chased. It was meant to be inherited through obedience. Today may start quietly, but it will not conclude the same way. A message, an insight, a sudden yes, a subtle opening, something will shift. You do not need to control the how. Faith posture means readiness without tension. Walk forward open-handed. Manifestation does not require force. It requires trust. And today, trust meets timing. Nothing you lost was wasted. The people who left could not carry what is arriving. The situations that collapsed were misaligned shelters. Confusion is now giving way to confirmation. You are realizing that this moment was always known. Even your detours were directional. Everything was strategic. You are no longer waiting to be chosen. You are chosen. Calm confidence has replaced striving. Obedience, faith, and favor are colliding. What arrives today fits your calling precisely. It does not require shrinking or pretending. You are the moment you once waited for. This surprise is positioning you, not just blessing you. You are entering environments that nourish you. Flow replaces resistance. Support replaces depletion. What arrives will carry you as much as you carry it. Acceleration follows surrender. What once took years will now take moments.
Favor replaces struggle.
Small beginnings will expand quickly. This is divine ease, not laziness. Alignment is doing the work. You are entering a system of flow, not a temporary season. Your thoughts, words, and prayers activate faster. You are walking inside miracles. The narrow path is being rewarded. Blessing now carries authority. You are being entrusted with influence. Survival has ended. Governance has begun. Your presence commands respect without demand. Shedding will continue. Let it. You have permission to rise without apology. Divine approval outweighs human opinion. Anxiety gives way to overflow. Your timeline is rewiring. Relationships are restructuring. What begins subtly will roar. Favor is speaking your name in rooms you have never entered. Striving ends here. Blessings are locating you. Others may misunderstand your ease. Let them. Your light is undeniable now. Today will be remembered. Delay has become destiny. Vindication arrives without confrontation. Alignment multiplies. The atmosphere has shifted, internally and externally. Invisibility is broken. Grace has established a new foundation. Welcome what arrives without judgment. Gratitude opens the door to more. This is not the end. It is the beginning. You are aligned. You are chosen. You are receiving.